Welcome to Feasting on the Word for April the 5th, 2023. This is the Wednesday of Holy Week, and the scriptures have a tone to them related to Holy Week, the gospel that we will hear as part of today. The discipline of feasting on the Word, or Lectio Divina in its Latin name, has been something that the Church has done since nearly its inception. It's a way to deepen our appreciation of Scripture by spending time with small passages and hearing them repeated over a number of times in a short period of time as a way to appreciate all they have to say and the way they inform our lives and our beliefs. It's likened to feasting on the Word in the sense that hearing it the first time is like taking a little nibble or bite of the Scripture. And then as we hear it a second time, beginning to savor its flavors. Hearing it a third time, beginning to really kind of chew it on it and chew it up and incorporate it into our lives. And the fourth reading being like allowing it to be a source of energy in our lives, swallowing it into our very core. So what we do in this discipline is have the first passage followed by a minute of silence, a reading of the second passage, the reading of the same passage a second time, followed by another minute of silence, a third reading followed by a longer period of 3 minutes of silence as an opportunity for us to turn to God in prayer. As I've shared in the past, I find it helpful to have something to write with and something to write on nearby so I can write down my impressions of the Scripture over those first 3 readings and then use that as the material for my prayers in that longer period of silence. And then we conclude the discipline with a fourth and final reading. I also use 4 different translations just to allow us perhaps to experience the passage freshly each time that we encounter it in this discipline of feasting on the Word. Our passage this week comes to us from John, chapter 12, verses 27 through 36, beginning with the New Revised Standard Version. Jesus says, "Now my soul is troubled, and what should I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it is for this reason that I have come to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven, "I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again." The crowd standing there heard it and said that it was thunder. Others said, "An angel has spoken to him." Jesus answered, "This voice has come for your sake, not for mine. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be driven out, and I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself." He said this to indicate the kind of death he was to die. The crowd answered him, "We have heard from the law that the Messiah remains forever. How can you say that the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Jesus said to them, "The light is in you for a little longer. Walk while you have the light, so that the darkness may not overtake you. If you walk in the darkness, you do not know where you are going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you may become children of the light." Our second reading of John chapter 12, verses 27 through 36 from the Message translation. Right now, I am shaken. I apologize. 1 second. Let me just go back here. Right now, I am shaken. And what am I going to say? Father, get me out of this? No, this is why I came in the first place. I'll say, Father, put your glory on display. A voice came out of the sky. I have glorified it, and I'll glorify it again. The listening crowd said, Thunder! Others said, An angel spoke to him. Jesus said, The voice didn't come for me, but for you. At this moment, the world is in crisis. Now Satan, the ruler of this world, will be thrown out, and I, as I am lifted up from the earth, will attract everyone to me and gather them around me. He put it this way to show how he was going to be put to death. Voices from the crowd answered, We heard from God's law that the Messiah lasts forever. How can it be necessary, as you put it, that the Son of Man be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Jesus said, For a brief time still the light is among you. Walk by the light you have so darkness doesn't destroy you. If you walk in darkness, you don't know where you're going. As you have the light, believe in the light. Then the light will be within you and shining through your lives. You'll be children of the light. The third reading of John chapter 12, verses 27 through 36 from the Contemporary English Version and our longer period of silence will follow. Now I am deeply troubled, and I don't know what to say. But I must not ask my Father to keep me from this time of suffering. In fact, I came into the world to suffer. So, Father, bring glory to yourself. A voice from heaven then said, I have already brought glory to myself, and I will do it again. When the crowd heard the voice, some of them thought it was thunder. Others thought an angel had spoken to Jesus. Then Jesus told the crowd, That voice spoke to help you, not me. This world's people are now being judged, and the ruler of this world is already being thrown out. If I am lifted up above the earth, I will make everyone want to come to me. Jesus was talking about the way he would be put to death. The crowd said to Jesus, The Scriptures teach that the Messiah will live forever. How can you say that the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Jesus answered, The light will be with you for only a little longer. Walk in the light while you can. Then you won't be caught walking blindly in the dark. Have faith in the light while it is still with you, and you will be children of the light. Fourth and final reading of John chapter 12, verses 27 through 36 from the New International Version. Jesus says, "Now my soul is troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it was for this very reason I came to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven, "I have glorified it, and will glorify it again." The crowd that was there and heard it said that it had thundered. Others said an angel had spoken to him. Jesus said, "This voice was for your benefit, not mine. Now is the time for judgment on this world. Now the prince of this world will be driven out, and I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself." He said this to show the kind of death he was going to die. The crowd spoke up. "We have heard from the law that the Messiah will remain forever, so how can you say the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Then Jesus told them, "You are going to have the light just a little while longer. Walk while you have the light before darkness overtakes you. Whoever walks in the dark does not know where they are going. Believe in the light while you have the light, so that you may become children of light." This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God.